I was very impressed with your presentation yesterday, because I mean, obviously, like I was saying, a lot of businesses, small businesses in Africa are looking to export products abroad. So we are talking to you, obviously, so that you can take us through the process, how exactly, if one is interested to export something abroad, how can we go about it?
Yeah, good morning, Sipukazi. It's always good to see you. A lovely smile and a good fire burning behind you. I hope you've got a glass of good South African wine next to you, because the UK people like the red wine, yeah, and I see there's a lot of wines in our shops here. Once more, like I said, thank you for the opportunity to discuss how do you become an exporter. You know, normally when people talk about export, people think, wow, it's something I can't do. If you have a smartphone, you have a business. It is that easy. Obviously, you have to comply with government regulations. You have to register with SARS to get what they call an export permit. The export permit allows you then to trade internationally. Now, what is nice about that, SARS is very helpful. You can go into the local offices and ask them for advice, and they will guide you through the process as an individual or as a company. Individuals like yourself is allowed, or in your company's name, is allowed to export. So basically, any person can export. But obviously, there's cost involved to export. There's normally transport cost. Transport cost is quite expensive. Like I said to my previous interview, it's about 250,000 Rand to export to the UK. So ideally would be if you partner with 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 people and you divide a container to transfer your goods to the UK or
so
to
the 250,000 Rands is for the container, it's the container itself.
The container and the shipping of the container to land it at the port here in the UK or somewhere in Europe. Now, I'm giving estimates. Obviously, it varies, but you can work up easy on a 250,000 average. Now, I'm talking about a refrigerated container, and that's normally for agriculture. Obviously, a normal container would be half of that, which is 120,000. If you don't want to sell agricultural products, maybe just handbags or other goods that you want to make, maybe lovely baskets from your village, and you want to export that. So that is available to the community. But I always suggest to people to go and talk to Trade Investment. They've got an amazing desk as well to assist you. And then here in the UK, we've got obviously the embassy. They've got a desk for Trade Investment that you can communicate with. The webpage is available, and you can say to them, what do I need to do? And like I said as well in the past, it's always good to be part of an organization. If you join the Chamber of Business, they will also assist you, because people like myself, and there's many, I mean, there's 250,000 South Africans currently residing in the UK doing business. There's over 500 South African companies. So it's always good to partner somebody that's been here for a while, so you don't have to pay school fees. You know, school fees are expensive in business, and doing business with the wrong people can also become a headache. They don't pay you, or they're not reputable. So it's better to partner with somebody that you're comfortable with, and you can go forward.
And what products would you say are of interest? Like what's the in products that one can export currently?
If you look at the stats from South Africa, obviously minerals are on top of the list. So if you've got a diamond mine or a little copper mine in the back of your garden, then obviously that's big business at the moment. But I always say to people, start with the basics. Start with agriculture, or start with your local community making typical traditional clothing. Agriculture is massive. Agriculture is one of the fastest growing industries in South Africa, and I see it year on year, it's at more than a 10% growth. Personally, obviously, I've got family members involved in agriculture, and I see, you know, my son-in-law said many years ago for me, people have to eat every day. So if you can get into agriculture, plant food, avocados, I paid for avocado the day before yesterday, £2, which is 40 Rand. So yes, the market is very competitive in the UK. If you sell a good quality product, you'll definitely do business.
And if one is looking to, you're not looking to use a container, you just want to export, let's take bags. Let's take an example of bags. You maybe want to just first start with exporting 10 bags. Can one use an airline for that?
Yes, obviously there is companies in South Africa that can offer you the service for either courier services that can offer you to transport, these DHL. I know the South Africa Post Office is available as well. I saw some legislation came through yesterday, less than a kilogram they can also do. So it's always good to insure the goods as well when you transport it so you don't lose your money. But typical, there's a lot of companies currently in South Africa available and in the UK that you can communicate with and say, I would like to export, give me a quote. How much will it cost me to send my 10 bags? I used an example. I mean, my kids wanted to send me some summer clothes. A whole bag of 25 kilos is going to cost me about 2,000 Rand, but that's secondhand, that's not new. Obviously, the cost for transporting, because you have to pay certain taxes when you export to the UK regarding new items.
And give or take, when one uses a container, what is the turnaround time? How long does it take, like, for example, to export some products to the UK? I'm making an example.
Yeah, obviously, if you want to use a container, I know currently it's anything between 11 to 14 days to transfer, and that's a 40-foot container. So because the ship normally takes about 7 to 8 days, and then through customs, it takes about 1 or 2 or 3 days as well to get it through the customs. So if you can safely say, work on 14 days, you would be safe.
And okay, except for we've spoken about the farming element, and we've spoken about minerals and whatever. Like I think I mentioned to you that somebody actually came to me, a lady that is based in Zimbabwe, and what she's doing, she buys products in South Africa. But not just any products, groceries, like from your Woolies, from whatever, and sends them out, because she and her husband are actually based here in South Africa now. So she then buys for people in Zimbabwe and then sends them out. So now she was talking to me because she's looking to do it at a bigger scale. So products like that, what is the market for? Like, let's say, for example, you buy, stuff from Woolworths, and I don't know if there's a Woolworths in the UK, but you buy stuff, buy groceries, especially those items that are not, that you cannot get in the UK or in Zimbabwe, or they're just too expensive in those places, and you get them cheaper here, and then you can be able to. Do you think that would be a viable kind of business?
Sipukazi, you quite correct. There's, like I said, there's 250,000 South Africans, and there's a lot of Africans living in Europe as well, made this their home, and obviously a lot of them study here, and they want to eat local foods. They want to eat pupani worms, malamogodu, and they want to eat a South African ava. I was at the embassy the other day, 100 meters from the embassy. Yes, there's an African shop selling all South African goods, from our baked beans to our tinned fish that we eat. So just in this town that we currently are in Essex, there's 2 South African shops where you can buy local foods. And so there's always an enterprise for African foods, and there always will be Africans in Europe. That's the way it is, and always going to be in Africa, there's going to be Europe's, and they want to eat, and they want to eat what they know, local foods. There's nothing better to have a good plate of putu. I went to go and buy a packet of millie meal the other day. Luckily, my wife could make putu.
Nice.
When I say we trained her well, she's a lovely German lady. Yeah, so she's a German putu lady.
No, that sounds good. So, obviously, like we've invited you to talk about this because I know that you are somebody who is involved in this business already. So when people want to come and speak to you, like for instance, for me, if I want, someone to hold my hand, because this is a new industry, it will be a new industry for me. Are you able to assist? Obviously, I know that there will be costs involved in, in all that, but at least, to have somebody, that at least if you want to, send stuff out to Europe, you've got somebody who can be able to assist. How can you help?
Yeah, thank you, Sibukazi. I've been assisting a lot of local and international companies. My last project was one of the largest manufacturing of polyfilm in Germany to assist them to come to Africa and vice versa. You know, there's a lot of benefits if you're part of the BRICS countries. You know, there's a lot of taxes now. And obviously, as you know, there's the free trade agreement now with South Africa that came into power. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits if you export from South Africa, that you don't pay a lot of taxes. You know, if you export currently from Germany to the US, you pay a 3% tax. But if you do it from Africa, no, because there's a lot of items and a lot of countries excluded. And I think we as South Africans must look at those agreements and we must educate ourselves what we're allowed to, because if you've got a 30% benefit on a price, obviously the Germany and the other countries can't compete against you. The other benefit we've got in South Africa is our rand dollar and our rand pound exchange. You know what? We must use it to our benefit. You know, let's become a net exporter. And yes, I'm available to assist. My email, and obviously after this episode, I can send all the links to talk to the right people as well regarding SARS, to make sure that you comply with legislation. There's nothing worse when you send a container and it gets confiscated and you lose all your money because you the process, or your permits weren't in order, or those kind of things. No businessman or woman can afford that. So it's always good to go to somebody that's been through the process, that understands the dynamics of export and import as well. You know, there's nothing better. You know, for years and years, the Europeans has come to Africa to trade, and vice versa. Africa comes to Europe to trade. And I think we as South Africa must use it to our benefit. I looked the other day at agriculture in Netherlands. They're number 1, number 2 in the world for agriculture. South Africa is 32 times bigger than Netherlands. South Africa should become the breadbasket of the world. Technology is available. So yes, there's a big demand for agriculture, and I think our people in South Africa must. Yes, we all want to own computer factories and car factories and be the next Elon Musk to go to the moon. But let's start with basics. If your parents got a piece of land at the back of your yard, go and try to raise some money and start producing food. Processed food is a major thing. You know, if you can make a good amount of achar, I see Blatjang is high in demand. One of the big retail shops is selling it. So yes, people have to eat every day. So start focusing on that. You know, a lot of us sold peanuts when we were younger at school. Go back to our roots. Let's start trading and let's start doing business.
Well, we sold biscuits.
So come sell it in the UK. They would love to have some sipukazi. And you know what? We must start selling our culture, our cultural food. Because when you go to, you know, America came to Africa with McDonald's. Everybody's eating McDonald's, but I don't see anybody eating African malamogodu, African burgers, African traditional food. Why don't we have Mopani pizzas, Mopani wimp pizzas? People will eat that. You know, combination between the cultures. I think quite often we as Africans don't market ourselves effectively. I mean, you've got a beautiful jacket on this morning as well. And so the big thing, the big thing is, let's be proud of our heritage. Let's be proud of who we are, and let's go market that to the rest of the world. And yes, people like myself and many others are available. The Chamber of Commerce is here. The Embassy is here. You know, we are here to assist people to trade and do business and live well and maybe create 10 or 20 jobs.
No, thank you very much, Jacques. And this will be, it's basically obvious. It's something that we need because obviously we're stuck with COVID-19 worldwide. So people are looking at any opportunity that they can be able to push their products. So thank you. And we will have your contact details so that whoever is interested can then contact you directly. And let's do this. Let's work together.
Yeah, thank you, Sibukazi. And I must just compliment you for your program and trying to assist business in Africa and in South Africa, because the previous interview we had with yourself, we had such international feedback to say, wow, you guys are doing a great job. And thank you once more again that you're trying to make a difference and your team very professional. And I want to thank you for that. And I think government should give you recognition for the amount of time and effort you spent developing and promoting South Africa as a whole. So compliments to you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.